Okay, so now we will discuss about the questions. Okay, so we have done with personal income, so I'll just wrap this and we will talk about the questions of this chapter. Okay, so let's write down questions. What type of questions can come in this chapter? So we need to know that. So, as I said, let us first write the question, that is national income. Okay, so what is national income accounting in India? Okay, so here we can write the national income. What is like what I meant to say in this question is like, what is the national income accounting in India? So what will be the answer? Okay, so what can be the answer? Okay, so the answer is that the national income of a country can be defined, as the total market value of goods and services produced in the economy in a year. So that is it. Again, I repeat. So national income of a country can be defined as the total market value of goods and services produced in the economy in a year. Okay. Let us go to the next question. Let me just wrap this. Okay, so the next question is, how do we measure, or how do we calculate, okay, national income of a country? So the question is, how do we measure or calculate the national income of a country? Okay, so I'm giving you a hint. There is three types. Okay, so there are 3 points you have to remember. Okay, so I'm waiting. Okay, so now we come to the answer. The first answer, the question was, how do we measure? So the first point is, the sum of all values of final goods and services are produced. So that has to be done. Okay, and then we have to take is the sum of all incomes accruing to the factors of production, that is the rent, interest, profit and wages. So that is point number 2. And then point number 3 is the sum of the consumer's expenditure, net investment and government expenditure on goods and services. So including that, you will get everything. So this is, again I'm saying, the sum of the value of all final goods and services produced, the sum of all the incomes accruing two factors of production, that is the rent, interest, profit and wages, and the sum of consumers expenditure, net investment and government expenditure on goods and services will be, these 3 points will help you to measure or calculate the national income of a country. Okay, so we'll go to the next question. Okay, the third question. Define the circular flow of income. Okay, so define the circular flow of income and you have to tell me in detail. Okay, so what is it? So you can just give me an explanation of this in 2 or 3 sentences. Yes, I'm waiting for the answer. Okay, so the answer here goes, what is the answer for this? See, the money which flows from business firms to household as payments to for a factor of production, that is land, labor, rent and entrepreneur skills, and then it flows from household to firms when household purchases the goods and services produced by the firm, and this money flow is called as the circular flow of income. I'll repeat again. So money flows from business to households as payment for a factor of production, that is labor, land, rent, and entrepreneurial skills, and then it flows again back from household to firms when household purchases goods and services produced by the firm, and this money flow is called as the circular flow of income. Okay, so that is a very important point. Okay, and now let us go to the next question. Okay, so the next question is, yes, explain. Let me just rub this is better. So let me rub this. Yes. Okay, so the fourth question. So explain government sector. Explain government sector in the circular flow. Okay, so my question is, explain the government sector in the circular flow. So that is very important, and you have to know, like, how it is, like, what is the function of government sector in the circular flow. So I'll just wait for you while you answer. Okay, so as I said, so let's come back to the answer. The government affects the economy in the number of ways. The main components of the government intervention is in the forms of, as I said, so you need to write is taxes, okay, then spending and borrowings. Okay, so this is the way the circular flow of income, that is the government participation. And the government, they purchase goods and services just as household and firms do. Then the government finances its expenditure through taxes and borrowings. Okay, then the money flow from household and the firms to the government in the form of taxes. The households have to pay to the government, and the firms have to pay to the government by way of taxes. And the other form of money flow from household and firms to the government is a form of borrowing. So the government also takes borrowings from the financial markets. Okay, and what does the government do? The government pay backs this to the household and the firms in the form of provisions, such as, what are the provisions I had discussed? That is the public goods, like health, education, policing, okay, and defense. Okay, if you remember, we had spoken about this. Okay, now the next question. So the next set of questions, let's see. Let me clear this. Yes, the next set of question is very easy. Define GNP. Define GNP. Okay, so I'm waiting for you. So define GNP. Okay, and yes, you have to remember. Yes, so what is the answer? Let's see the answer. So it is the total market value of all final goods and services produced in a year in a country. Okay, so yes, I repeat, it is the total market value of all final goods and services produced in a year in a country will give you the GNP. Okay, now my second or my next set of questions, let's be prepared. Okay, and the next question is, how is GNP measured? Okay, or yeah, how is it measured? It's a very easy answer, so I'm just giving you some time. Yes, the answer is the GNP is measured by market value. Yes, so it is measured by way of market value. Okay. Then the next set of question is that how is, how to calculate. So let's write this question. How to calculate GNP. Okay. Yes, so the answer is to calculate the GNP, only the final goods and services produced in an economy during in a given year must be counted. Okay, so you have to mention this. So no intermediate. So if it comes as an option also, no intermediate goods and services should be included in the GNP. So very important thing. So you have to remember. Okay, the next set of question. What does GNP include? So what does GNP include? Okay, so let us come to the answer. What is the answer for this? GNP includes only those goods and services that are produced by the residents of India, whether working in India or abroad. Okay, so only those goods and services that are produced. Okay, so that is very important. So that are produced by the residents of India, whether working in India or abroad. So that is very, very important. Okay, so remember this point. Okay, yes. The next question. So let me just wrap this. The next question is, what is net factor income from abroad? Okay, so what is the answer for this? What is net factor income from abroad? So I'll just wait for a while. Okay, so the answer here is the sum of factor incomes like rent, wages, interest, profits, okay, generated, okay, within the domestic. So domestic is very important. Okay, within the domestic. So that is very, very important, because when you're writing the answer, you have to write this, or you have to remember that within the domestic factor income. Okay, and you can also include that the domestic factor income means both the incomes which are earned by the residents as well as the non-residents or foreigners working in India. Okay, at the same time, so that is, and at the same time you can also say that Indians who are going abroad to work, so going abroad, so abroad income is also calculated by way of wages, then salaries, okay, then profits, okay, and then by rents. Okay, so then the net factor income abroad, you can say, is the difference between the factor income received by the residents of India working abroad and the factor income paid to the factor residents for working in India. So that is basically the net factor income. So let me just write this definition once for you so that you remember. So let me just wrap this. Yes, net factor income abroad is equal to the difference income received. So factor income received is very important. You have to remember this. The factor income received, okay, is very important by the residents of India working abroad, and the factor income paid to the foreign residents for working in India. Okay, so this is very important, guys. So you have to remember this when you are doing it and when you are studying this. This is very important. Okay, so we will also go with this next set. So GNP includes the net factor of income, and as you can see it on the screen, the difference between factor income received by the residents of India working abroad and the factor income paid to the foreign residents for working in India will give you the net factor income abroad. Okay, so net factor income abroad is very important. Okay, so that is also very important because when you are going with the sets, so you should know this very well. Okay, yes.